I like you. You're actually funny compared. Sorry, we're live.
No. I was gonna let you go on. It was gonna be like one of those ones where those podcasts that keep talking.
There's only about 6 people who can do our job.
We do have another latecomer, Elner. He's always like 3-4 minutes late, so it's no big deal.
Nice one.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's do the intros here. This is the workshop, episode 451. I had to look at because doing one every week, you lose count after a while. But if you don't know what the show is, it's a group of comedians that we get together. We get random topics. We try to write and then perform 3 to 5 minutes on the random topics. Then our other compatriots, they come in and give us feedback and jokes, and we all laugh about it and talk about our failures in life and stuff like that. It's a great time, So, yeah, my name is Keller Reeves, if I didn't state that. Let's introduce the other comedians and go through that. So, Elliot, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, awesome. Where are you from, man?
Just from Victoria.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think I've seen you before. Have we not talked before?
We
talked
before.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Maybe in Nanaimo. You did a show in Nanaimo, maybe.
That's right. I did do a show in Nanaimo. I remember you now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the little corner bar that was just closed now. That sucks. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It was good though. It was a lot of fun. I do remember seeing you there. Yeah. So how's it going? You having a good time or what?
Yeah, things are good.
Awesome.
Comedy's back running pretty good in Victoria right now. So I'm been doing a lot of shows, which is fun.
Awesome. Cool. Just to check, can you guys hear me okay? Am I not breaking up or anything? Or
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I've had some problems recently with that, so I'd like to ask. The next, hey, Dan, how's it going, my friend?
It's great, buddy. I love how you negotiated that introduction of Elliot, where you're like, oh, I think we've met before. And then Elliot had to be the one to divulge the information. Like he hasn't stopped thinking about that meeting.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm an old man, okay? Yeah. I have I forget things. It's it's tough for me. Yeah.
Well, me and Elliot, things are good is the answer to the question, Keller.
Yeah, I was getting to that, Dan. Yeah.
And I would like, I don't mean to take over the show, but you said it's really hard to keep track of the numbers.
Yeah.
If you this is just me with my high school math. If you host every Monday and you just add 7.
Yeah.
I believe actually. A week is still 7 days, despite everything that's going on.
I think you had 6 actually. So it's,
because of the time zones.
Yeah, because you don't count the first one, right? So yeah, no. Sometimes there's like shows don't happen and everything else. You have to go find them and you go look, and it's one of those. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, it's kind of cool. So how's comedy going for you in Toronto?
No. Just,
yeah, Hamilton.
In Hamilton. Actually, can I tell you, this is just like a neat, really comedy thing that I don't have a lot of great video of myself. Like the best video I have myself is actually the last big show I did before the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And there's a guy that if you haven't checked him out, you should definitely check him out. His name's Michael Moses. And we reopened the local comedy club just for like a Wednesday amateur night. Just because like August is traditionally the worst month in the world for comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like the club numbers are way down, right? So we're just doing like an amateur night, 11 guys. Let's have some fun on Wednesdays. The numbers are great. People are buying them up, even though we're only allowed half capacity, right? And so anyway, so like the first week we're open, Michael Moses is heading out west. Michael Moses bought himself some video and audio kit. Oh, he's got himself some new equipment, right? So he says to me, he goes, Dan, do you mind if I tape your set? I want to check out like how this equipment works, right? And I'm like, yeah, go right ahead, buddy. Go right ahead. And honestly, this brand new audio video equipment, it's the best recording. You know what it's like? It's really hard to record audio and video like in that kind of club setting, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it is my voice has never sounded better. I feel like I could be the male Siri. It's that good. It's that Yeah.
I think you got it on your YouTube, don't you?
Yeah, but so I think I uploaded it there. The newest one, the one in but but now I got that to send out to people, and I'm like, it's just my first setback, I work at a comedy club.
Yeah.
I'm all in,
Yeah. I did a show last night. My wife tried to secretly tape me. As soon as I know a camera's on me, I don't know what it is. Like this show is fine, but if I'm gonna do a comedy set and the camera's on me, my focus goes away from comedy, and it's like, am I in the right spot? Am I doing this? It's like, oh, so I hate
Why?
recording
Because you're
myself.
using a fixed camera or what? Like, yeah, that's
I
just
don't
something
know.
you got to get comfortable with, I guess.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
one
mean?
of those things.
I record every set with video now, and eventually you forget about it, and you just do your normal set. If you do
Yeah. I don't think, like, and I say this as someone who's not very tech savvy. I don't think there's any excuse for not video recording every set these days. Like, most places now, like, it's so easy. You can just put your phone up against a pint glass, right? Like, you've got some sort of video footage of it. But yeah, I just imagine what it was like way back in the day where you actually had to remember everything.
Yeah,
Could you imagine having to get back on the town bus and go, oh my God, what did I say?
Here's a secret, Dan. I'm turning my camera a bit here for you. So I did this. I got this iWatch. And the funniest thing, of course you can't see it, I can put my set list on it with a picture. And it's like, I just did that. I just figured that out. So now if you just look at your watch, it has a timer telling you how much time you left. And it tells me if I forget a joke, I have my set list there. It's a dumb
on the same screen, so you don't have to flip between the two?
Same screen. As soon as I just look at it, it comes up. It's easy.
So yeah. Running order. How many, like how long are the sets you're doing? Like,
last night I did 10 minutes. So
okay. But like, if you had a 45, I guess if you're doing 45 minutes, you probably know your chunks better. You could still use it. I'm just worried about, like, would you have 20 things written there?
Yeah. I got about 8 things I put in there, but it's like, it's funny. It's like, it's just the title of the joke. Cause I realized what I was doing. I was getting off stray with what I was talking about. Like, I'd go off on a side tangent and I go,
yeah,
what the fuck was I even talking about? I can't remember where I was in the set and what I talked about. So it's just easier for me. So I have a piece of paper and it's like a safety net for me. I actually didn't have to look at it much yesterday.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's the fun when you get, like, when you've got a really good tried, tested, and true bit, but you get to go do some sort of tangent off the back of it, or you find a new way to introduce a joke, like, because I always feel like you have to have a reason why you're talking about this, like it helps the audience if there's a bit of spine, a bit of framework behind it. So that's interesting. It's fun. Like the watch for sure, because I think it's quite common for the audience to see the comedian look at his watch,
Yeah, that's what I thought about.
I think even like even the greatest comedians in the world would give a quick check.
Yeah.
I
just don't see it.
What I like to do to find new connections is I'll write the names of my jokes down on flashcards, and I'll just pick 2 randomly, and I'll try to, like, write jokes that connect them.
Right, that's a great idea. Like some good off stage. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but, like, you can find new ways to.
I would imagine it doesn't work a lot. No, that's crazy. That's absolutely fantastic, because at the end of the day, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to boil to the point where I've got, like, such a great 20, they'd be willing to give me 45 minutes. You
fooled them. Yeah,
exactly. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to get at. So, like, you have to find the connections between the jokes. You have to find the best way that those chunks are going to lay out, don't you? So
and that's why I keep mixing mine around so much. That's my problem with memorization of things. I know the jokes, I know what's the beat, but like now I've moved this joke up to see if it fits, because I have a kind of different segue I'm going to do tonight, and I'm still kind of, it's almost like open mic and practicing. But but now that we've caught up,
when I get into the rhythm of doing like 5 or 6 shows, 7 shows a week, like one a night or whatever. If you're God forbid, you should have 2 shows in one evening. But what I feel like when I get into the rhythm and I'm in when I have all my material swirling around in my head, you can get to that point where you're like so loose and so good. As long as you have command of your material, you could drop anything in and cover your time. Do you know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but I find, like, if I'm on a good run of good shows, then you walk up and you feel in command of the material, and you don't really have to think about what you're going to say. You can react off what's happened in the room, fill that 7 minutes, no problem, because you can always segue back to something. But anyway.
That's the way I feel too. Yeah, well, let's now we've done our big introduction. That's the longest one I think I've been involved in, but it was fun. was a lot of fun. This is where we're going to do our random topic material, everybody. So you guys watching. So we'll go in order. So I'll go first because I like to do that. So then we have Elliot and Dan will go next, and if Elner shows up, then he can come on too. So let's start it up here. I think I'll do an intro for myself. This next comedian is probably the greatest comedian in the Chilliwack area ever. Actually, who knows? Maybe one of the greatest comedians in the Fraser Valley District of British Columbia. But so please put your hands together for the great and talented Keller Reeves, everybody. Clap your hands, Dan. Damn it, clap your hands. Okay, so my random topic for today is streaming services. Okay, we're on 3 streaming services right now, technically. So we're on the Facebook, the YouTube, and the Twitch. So right now, right, and a 4th later, the podcast. That's basically it. With the amount of streaming services we have nowadays, like that's just a pinch of it. But the amount of stairs, it's more like a broken fire hydrant than it is like a stream. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just spraying everywhere, just like getting covered in social media. So like streaming services, it's like coming absolutely from everywhere. It's like a Bukkake festival, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Just coming from everywhere. So, anyways. It's all around. It's like 5G. I don't know why I wrote that down, but we'll leave it that way. What is a streaming service, you might ask, right? It's basically fancy video chat. That's what it is. It's a fancy video chat, just like this right here. It's just people communicating over streaming over the internet. So yeah, it's basically FaceTime on steroids. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Well, at least a protein diet, some kind of high, a lot of whey, maybe, just a lot of muscle building. That's what it is, a FaceTime. So, okay. Netflix, Crave TV, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. They are all sexual names if you have a dirty up mind. Okay? They're all, yeah. I can make all of them dirty if I wanted to. So, okay, yeah. This thing here. I feel like I work in the industry, so I feel like I'm surrounded by a lot of streaming services that I deal with all the time. Like I'm always surrounded by. It's like if I can best describe it, I know it's an old analogy, but I feel like I'm in the Matrix with streaming services just everywhere around me. But I'm not Neo. I'm that stupid like spoon bending kid. That's basically what I am, saying weird shit to people. That's how experts are like, yeah. He comes to realize that there actually is no spoon or something like that. Saying stupid stuff like that. It's how come nobody mind bends like chopsticks? That's so I know. It's always spoons. They're always mind bending spoons. If you ever noticed it. So salad forks. May mind bend some salad forks. That'd be nice. Well, maybe one of those orange juicers, like squeeze your own juice, mind bender. That's what I'd like to do. Okay. This is where I kind of got distracted. Had to tell my kid, which kind of relates to this. We were talking. He asked me about broadband. And so I had to explain what it was, and it basically I had to dumb it down for a kid. I had to explain what it was, and I got very distracted and off topic with this. So what it is, it's a band of frequencies over a whole section of frequencies that so like it's just like if you want to put 10 together, that's one band, or 20 or 140, that's a band of carriers basically, and that's basically what it is. And I forgot the joke there, so I think I'll just stop there. But thank you guys very much. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, guys, this is the portion where you guys get to tell me what you think. What do you think, Elliot?
After you, Elliot.
Yeah. Okay. I got for all the dirty names. I would put like for the streaming services. It's like they're trying to make it close to a porn website, so you accidentally look them up.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It'd be like double, like a double X Bobs or something.
Okay, at this point, I feel to save Elliot a little bit of embarrassment, I'll jump in there. I do like the way that you did the intro.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're going to claim to be the best comedian in the Fraser Valley, like, what's the population of the Fraser Valley?
A couple of million, maybe. Who knows?
Well, maybe that doesn't sound so good.
Said, again, possibly the best comedian in the Fraser Valley. I said,
yeah, possibly the best comedian in the Fraser Valley. with people between the ages of 25 to whatever 34, mostly men.
Yeah, white men.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
white men.
And here's, like when you were talking, as soon as you said streaming, here's the thing that popped into my head. Like, we all paid too much for cable 5 or 6 years ago, and we were like, we're gonna find us an alternative to cable.
Yeah.
And then streaming came along, and we're like, fuck you, we're ripping the shit out of things, right? Like, we don't need your cable anymore, right? We can get shit for free. And now we pay more for streaming services than we ever did for cable, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was something you could delve into. And
I have to admit, this is too close to my work, so I have to walk a fine line sometimes with it. So
okay. We'll avoid the subject, but the line that you said is, I think this is word for word. I can make all the streaming services sound dirty. I thought if you delivered that line and just said, I can make all the streaming services sound dirty. Hulu.
Yeah. Forgot about Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hulu.
like yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you say it the right way, it sounds very sexual, Hulu.
Yeah.
I think they knew that when they invented it. And that's
the other one
I had.
Was that Elliot?
Like Crave.
Yeah, Crave.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. It was funny. Like I got the subject actually late yesterday afternoon, so I didn't have a lot of serious thought pattern behind a lot of it. I tried to wing things out, and definitely was close to my work. So because I'm in the telecommunications industry, so I can't specifically talk about some things sometimes because I can get canned, even though it's on here. But who knows? We'll see it one day, right? So.
Dude, I did say that as a badge of honor. If you did something on StreamYard, I'd phone up in StreamYard and say, hey, pay me $1 million and I'll advertise your platform.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. On my back while I'm driving or up in the air. Yeah. So, well, Elliot, did you have anything else? You good?
I just like the part about bending the chopsticks or the fork. It's always the spoon. I like that part.
I got. So my writing process is to get really stoned, and then the next day I weed through the shit and just try to make it kind of nicer. Well, I didn't have enough time to weed through the shit, so you're getting a lot of the stone thoughts. And every time I get wicked stoned, I'm thinking about the Matrix for some reason. It always goes towards the Matrix. So.
That's interesting. That's an interesting writing style, because I find if I have a puff, right, and I'm by myself, if I have a puff. I don't come up with any new thoughts, but all the thoughts, like all the shit I'm worrying about in the day, just disappears. And all of a sudden, all those stupid thoughts I had, they crystallize. And like within the first 5 minutes of having that rare puff, I've got a new 3 to 5 minute bit. But it's all thoughts. It's all thoughts that I've had before. It's stuff I've been musing about. I just couldn't crystallize it into a full sentence until I had that. And George Carlin always said that, like, he would write, right? And then he would have just a really small puff, like, of that, like 60 shitweed. You know what I mean? Like, it's just practically nothing at all. And he'd go back and read through his stuff and punch it up. You know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting that you do it like basically the opposite way.
Yeah. Well, I actually do that. I try to punch things up and I try to segue stuff. That's why I mix things up so regularly when I do this, because I'm always seeing what fits, and and I fall out of love with a lot of things quickly too. So something I really like for like a 2-month span, I'll just like it's not working the way I want to anymore, so I stop it and then I come back to it like 8 months later, or whatever it is.
I love it when that happens. That goes back to what I say about like being in command of your material, right?
Yeah.
Like, you never know when an idea is gonna like fucking crystallize and all of a sudden spark and be part of the show. Anyways.
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, that chopstick thing was dumb. I just thought it was funny. I was like, they're always a fucking spoon. So
maybe. You could do it like where like you say you thought of this joke while eating ice cream with the chopsticks.
I bet you could eat ice cream with the chopsticks. You can get that. I'm pretty good with chopsticks, being from the lower mainland of Vancouver. It's like I'm a master. Oh, I was going to mimic chopsticks. I was going to do that today. That was part of my thing. That's me mimicking chopsticks, holding chopsticks. If you ever done it before, it's like,
it's a shame you didn't. I feel like that would have really brought the joke alive.
Yeah, it's a lobster hands for holding chopsticks. That's my. Anyways, I had that thought earlier. I forgot about it. Oh, here's KD. Everybody, KD came on here. I just firmed a new
Hey!
broadband. We dropped our first single, so all the girls are together. That's what it means. It's a pun on women.
That's
Good
nice.
job, KD. Thanks
You
for
should
being
just
here.
add KD to the show if she's willing to come on the show, because there's only the three of us.
Yeah. Well, I think she likes to pay attention halfway. So here's her clapping at it all. So that's a good thing. So, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for input. Let's give me another round of applause because I'm just yay! I did a good job, right? So, okay. So then this next comedian, is he's all over the Victoria scene and Vancouver Island scene. He's quite funny. I've actually been on a show like we talked about earlier, as I couldn't remember, but I have now. I remember how funny he is. I've actually seen him being booked and booking a lot of shows in that area. So please put your hands together for the great, the talented Elliot Ryan, everybody! Yay!
Thanks for having me. My word was travel, like carnivals. So I thought a lot about like traveling carnivals, and a carnival is basically spending $20 on a hot dog, and then spending another $20 to throw up that same hot dog. They should really call it a purge because you're purging all of your money. No carnival has ever sold full-size donuts. They've only ever sold mini donuts. Because people are more likely to pay more for a bunch of little things than one big thing. It's called the Lego effect. If you have one giant brick, people will be like, I don't want that. But you sell them a bunch of tiny little individual bricks, and they're like $200. At carnivals, you get a lot of cotton candy. It's weird that people just eat that, like it's normal, like it's okay to do. It's just pure sugar, right? Society accepts cotton candy too easily. Like if someone was walking around with like a container full of sugar and just eating it by the spoonful, you'd be like, that's a weird person. Cotton candy comes in a lot of flavors now because regular old sugar is boring. It doesn't cut it anymore, sugar. You need sugar that tastes like other sugars. I need my sugar to taste like a fudge sundae with gummy worms in it and root beer drizzled on top. Do you have that? Cotton candy is a great life lesson because it doesn't last. It leaves you sticky, and afterwards you don't feel very good. Last time I took my son to the fair, we didn't take him on any rides. We didn't think he was ready because he got scared of the cows. Like if you got scared of the cows, we're not taking you on a Ferris wheel. I did win him a stuffy. I played the ball toss game. We had to knock over the stack of cans. And the first shot, I knocked them over. And I even surprised myself. And I won my son a stuffy. He got to pick one out, and he picked out a lizard. And I was so freaking proud that I won him this stuffy. But recently I asked him, I held up the stuffy, and I was like, hey, do you remember where we got this? And he's like, yeah, Grandpa bought that for me. And I was like, no. No. Yeah. And then have you guys ever seen the man-powered Ferris wheels? In like India, they have these Ferris wheels. They have no motor. They just have guys that climb up the side of it, and then they'll hang off the edge and go flying off. And then that's how they do it. They climb up again and they'll fly off the edge. And I'm like, that seems so sketchy to me. But I would way rather be the guy on the side, because at least he can just hop off if anything bad happens, you know? If you're in the Ferris wheel and something bad happens, you're just now in a wheel. And if it's manpower to start, I'm guessing there's no brake system, you know? How do they stop it? They just throw a giant tree into the spot.
Yeah.
Or do they just have like a body? There's someone's body getting punched. I don't know. Those are all the jokes. Oh, actually, I got one more joke. Carnies are interesting people. Are you still allowed to say that, or is that like they're midget? I don't know. It's weird that we trust carnies. You know, like when you go to a carnival ride, you're trusting a person whose best skill is getting out of town so fast you don't even think that they actually existed. That's all the jokes I got. Thank you very much.
Hey!
Dana!
Good job, man. Good job. Dan, what'd you think?
Oh, I thought it was complete and utter rubbish. I can't believe I logged into it. Obviously, I'm going to really relate to the kid stuff, which is great. You know, you're talking about, like we were talking about connections, but you're talking about how expensive the carnival is, which I think is a great observation and something I've been trying to work on myself because I fucking hate it. We go to this fall fair every year and it's expensive. You know, like we could be in a hotel overlooking the falls, streaming Netflix or Hulu or something. But anyway, but like you went into that, and then like and you went into mini donuts. But yeah, I thought the connection between the two could be like it's so expensive you can't even get a regular sized donut. You know, mini donuts. Tell me the last time you saw that. And just something I don't know if this will work. For you, I took my son to a fair when he was like 3, and they had like this classic, like we went there first thing in the morning, right? And they had this classic tractor display. And he's a 3-year-old boy. He's climbing up on the first tractor that he sees, right? So, this guy comes over and he goes, that tractor was made in 1840. Instead of just saying, get your kid off the bloody tractor, he goes, that tractor was made in 1840. And I'm like, oh my God, did they make tractors that long ago? And then things got awkward, right? Like, get your kid off the $100,000 tractor.
It's 140 years old. It's made to withstand little kids, for sure.
Oh, what was that bit? Oh, the India thing. Like, great health and safety, right? Like, what the different, like, if we're gonna, the next thing we send India, it should be like 10 health and safety officers, right? Don't you think? Like, don't you think they'd benefit from that? And I don't know. You guys are on the West Coast. You probably love environmentalists, but some environmentalists can be annoying, right? Like, you know, so you just get like your really annoying, really bitchy friends, sell them on the idea of bringing the India Ferris wheel. Like, you could so sell your environmentalist friends on this idea, like, oh my God, you're bringing, you know, environmental ideas to the family, direct to the family. Maybe try and Fast and Furious. I don't know, but
eco.
I like that idea of like, you know, there's such do-gooders in this country that would actually do that. They would take a summer off, travel with a Ferris wheel, and jump into a pit.
I was thinking the same thing in a different way. I was thinking about it like when you said the human Ferris wheel. I was thinking, is it like a person inside, like a hamster wheel, basically just walking? Like you could combine his joke and say, just get a like India's convinced people hot yoga is good. Why not just them? You convince people that like a group of fat white ladies to walk inside of a big Ferris wheel, just get the thing moving like a hamster wheel. I don't know. You may think that way, kind of like how Conan. You had to push that greenery, basically, like the Conan. That's what I was thinking about with the Anyways, it made me.
This is the country that convinced us that setting our tongue on fire was a good way to feed ourselves. And then that thing that you said, they can't sell this idea. How can the human Ferris wheel? I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think you actually use that as a proper.
As soon as we're done here on the show, I'm going down a human Ferris wheel rabbit hole on YouTube. I hope you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
I want to see the accidents. I want to see the leaks. I want to see it all.
Yeah. I can imagine it.
That you could throw in as well. There's your homework for tonight when you get home. Boom.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man.
Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, I had some things for you there, Elliot. My very first thought right away when I was writing down your topic was carnivals. It's a word I can't spell. That's I couldn't spell it. It looks pitiful what I wrote down. So I like your stuff about the purging all your money and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. I also thought of guts on a roller coaster. Basically, be purging everything in you. You could kind of throw
Give me 1 minute.
you can get some cheap shots. His pizza delivery just showed up, so that's what happened with him. I loved your Lego bit. The little bricks, $200. That's a great bit. You got to fit that in something else. I think that's pretty good. The cotton candy. I thought about it like an aerosol like soda pop, basically. Just like I don't know. It's just like it's so much sugar. It's like what has more sugar, like cotton candy or like pop? Because people drink pop all day long. Is cotton candy the equivalent? It must be similar or the same. Or I don't know. I started thinking a lot about that for some reason. But also your bit about scared by the cow. I think that's almost perfect the way it is. Like fitting out your kid. I thought about putting the kid on some rides, but scared of a cow sort of thing. That's like it's really funny. I mean, that's a really funny punchline and whatnot. So, and then I wrote down stuff about the man-powered Ferris wheels that we went over. So I think you did a great job, Elliot. That was really good.
I think Elliot. I've only seen him the one other time, but I think Elliot can write a joke if he's got one thing going for him besides that really handsome face, those boyish charm, you can write a joke, like you were given a subject there and you gave us like 4 or 5 jokes in the 3 or 5 minutes, which is, if I was hosting, would be a nice way to segue into what I'm about to do.
Here we got some ones here from some people watching. Here's Katie again. Carnivals are a bulimic's dream date. That's pretty funny. Here's someone from Twitch, actually. Wow. Grow Canvas Grow. It's funny that we trust carnies since they just try to scam us and they take our money when we're trying to win a prize. I guess we're used to it. If you play this time, good set. Oh, he was just complimenting her. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a punchline. I was like just waiting for it to hit. So I didn't pre-read it. So, but thank you. Thank you for putting in. So let's give another round of applause for Elliot Ryan and everybody. Good job. Way to go. Dan, clap, Dan. Clap. So there we go. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm gonna introduce the next comedian here. This next comedian, listen, I just want to explain something. There's this son of a bitch named Dan Brennan that got on my back one day about not doing good intros. So now I'm like fortified to have to do an awesome intro every single time I introduce somebody, and it is a big thing. It's a lot of lies and a lot of things. So I want to say right away, this next comedian is my favorite comedian in the world. He's absolutely best. Put your hands together for Dan Brennan, everybody.
Oh, my goodness. I only got my subject today, and now I've got to spend the first minute admonishing you for the way that you do your intros. You can't mention the name of the comedian. That has to be the last thing you say. You started it off. I know you wanted to say this son of a bitch, but you said Dan Brennan taught me to do this. No, you got to create the mystery. You'll get better at it.
Yeah, I'm trying my best here.
So my term was blue collar, and like this is how the stars are aligning. Look at that. Come on. Good. And on top of that, it's clean. It wasn't a second choice. Anyways, blue collar, pink collar, white collar, the way we define jobs, I just think the collar industry's really taken a beating since then, There must be some guy at a collar factory going, if we could just get people of the working class to fucking wear collars again, we'd be killing it. And like some young buck is like, well, maybe we could tie up with ties. Maybe we could get together with the people at ties, because ties are suffering. I say ties, you think suicide. You don't think sharp dressed man. Let's be honest with each other, okay? Come on. Especially you two. Anyways, sorry, that was a bit off color. I was ranting there.
Oh, no worries.
That's my point. This is how we used to define the differences in society. And I think like the bleeding heart liberal that I am, that these barriers are breaking down. But I think like certain things still exist. I think that like, you know, like when a white collar person gives money to charity, it's called philanthropy. But when a blue collar person gives money to charity, it's called getting a crackhead off your back. I think there's, I might just take that big laugh and run. Sorry, I had something else. I swear to God, I did. You know, because I in essence come from a blue collar family. My dad was a carpenter, and when we moved to Canada, he was still a carpenter, but he ended up being a union rep, and then ended up working for the union itself. You know, so I grew up with those great working class values, which totally explains how I ended up being a champagne socialist. You know. Which is a socialist who likes to talk about sharing wealth while drinking champagne. Anyways, you know, but honestly, when I grew up, my dad sat me down. I remember this as clear as day. I don't remember the circumstances, but it was one morning, and he said to me, he goes, "Okay, so it snows every winter. We pay a guy $20 an hour to clear the snow so that I can get to work. I can work and put food on the table and make sure that you have blue collared clothing to wear. And that guy makes this much, and yet Wayne Gretzky makes this much." And this was like when Wayne Gretzky was in his pomp, you know. He was advertising everything from like diet. He could have advertised tampons. That's how huge he was. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted by my main point there because, like, I'm at the breakfast table. You know, like this is where my ability to critical think began, right in that moment. Because my dad's like, "So why do you think Wayne Gretzky gets paid more?" And I'm like, "I don't know. He scores more goals." I thought it was funnier. You're expecting more. That's all I've got.
Yeah. Hey, Dan Brennan, everybody. I loved it, Dan. Good job. I loved it. Yeah. I like your
thanks.
things.
I'm going to have to listen to that back. I'm going to have to get a copy of this because there's some things that came out there that got chuckles from you guys that just came out, you know? So, that wasn't as awful as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Please, enough about me. I want to hear what you think of me.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you kind of put like at least more than 15 minutes time into this, so that was good. No, but yeah, I liked your first joke about the blue collar thing, right? And I was just in my head, it was like, yeah, straight out of the homeless hamper, that shirt right there. It's you know, nice to see you. Your Thai stuff was funny. Your philanthropy stuff. I was just going over this stuff in my head, you know. I get the crackhead off your back. I was just thinking, I love your champagne socialist line. I haven't heard that before. Is that something you just made up, or is it something that's been?
No, a champagne socialist is a criticism of anyone from the upper class. I think it was a more popular term in the '60s. Do you know what I mean? Like if you were interested in social issues and perpetuating the idea that we should all try and pitch in together, but you were from the upper classes, you were a champagne socialist, right? You know?
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, no, I never heard that term before. I love it, being a unionist myself. But I was just thinking that I drove by my old. I did a show in my own hometown yesterday of Surrey, British Columbia. And I drove by, and I grew up right next to the hospital. Okay, so that's my very familiar area. And I'm driving by it, and there's this great big building, this new hospital thing for like special care. Jim Pattison's. It says Jim Pattison's, like, you know, blah 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 care center or something like this. And I just kept thinking, okay, so you won't give money or give breaks to like the homeless or like the people that are poor, people working for you, but you will just put all that money into some place that people have to pay for. It's like I just thought it was pretty funny. Look how great I am, donating all this money to a hospital that you still have to pay for.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was so kind of goofy. I was just thinking about all that stuff too. So I love the subject. You took it a great way. So
excellent.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think, Elliot?
And now I'm afraid, Elliot, he's so critical. Go ahead. Give me your worst, man.
As a young person, we don't really use any of those terms anymore. Like blue collar, we never. The earlier generation, they would use colors, and now we just use emojis. Um, I also thought they used to call people like yellow if they were, you know, but now we just call them pussies. But yeah, and I don't know. I thought like you can't wear blue collars in some neighborhoods now, because of like the Crips and the Bloods. They have the people are afraid to wear colors now to represent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really
Makes
like
sense.
the tie part, like the ties. Nowadays they're only used for suicide.
Yeah. That just came out there. I just thought the connection of the PR problem that collars have. You know, they're hand in hand with ties. So I don't know.
They could be jealous of bow ties.
Yeah. Well, bow ties seem to be doing okay these days.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When you got Kanye preaching in a bow tie, you know that bow ties are making a resurgence, right?
Yeah.
So, Elliot,
Little
thanks for
Malcolm
your
X.
comments, man.
That's all. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Let's give another. Oh, here we got one here. Caller from Katie. I don't even know her. She said.
Yeah.
A little shot.
I'd like the blue collar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Movies? No, not
No.
KB. I just meant in general as a response to that joke.
Yeah. Making it awkward. Another round of applause for Dan Brennan, everybody. Yeah.
You're right to encourage a round of applause. That actually feels good. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I like to force. Yeah, I like to force the applause out of everybody, so everybody has their chance. Okay, this is the portion of the show where we get to our own material, stuff we want to work on, stuff we want to try differently, some stuff we maybe got a big show and we want to, get ready for that show. And we try to tighten things up, so we try the same material. We keep trying every week to it. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to try a joke that is a bit different, but I'm going to go first. Same order, okay? So. This next joke, I've tried this joke a lot of times. I just can't seem to get it right, but I have a lot of faith into it. So I'm going to tell the real story about. I've ever told you I shat in someone's shoe before, Dan?
No.
I told you. Yeah, I shat in a guy's shoe. Okay, it's a rugby story. Okay, and it was a long time ago. It was 12 years ago. I was a young kid. It's not a big deal. Okay, to me, to him, it's still a big deal. After 12 years, he's still. Like every time we go drinking, he's always like, it's 12 years ago, maybe 14, but every time we go drinking as a group of guys, we're out there, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, y'all just hear this fucking scream, "You shat in my shoe!" He's like so tormented by this. It's like, I'm always like, can't you get over it, man? Like, fuck, it was 12 years ago. We're kids. Just relax, man. We don't want to do it. He's like, no, you shat in my shoe. I'm like, come on down, man. Just we're young kids. He's like, yeah, but those were new shoes. You shat in my new shoes. And I'm always like, as if adding one extra word to this sentence is going to make it any difference. I'm not going to take it more serious by adding in new shoes. I know it's 12 years ago. It's done. He's like, you like, listen. I go, listen, if you don't recall, you stuck your balls in my face when I was sleeping a month before I shat in your shoe. So it's just retaliation. Then he laughs, goes, yeah, I did do that. And then he forgets about it. And then it repeats like 5 months later. He'll just go, you shat in my shoe in the middle of the night. I'm like, come on. I got to keep fucking dealing with this. Like, how do I make an amends over this shitting in the shoe thing? It wasn't as bad. I washed it out. I just, like, the story that I shat in it. I was drunk. I thought it was funny. I shat in his shoe. Then I thought it was disgusting, which it was. So I washed it out. It was all clean, almost new. It was a newer shoe, almost new again shoe, but it was wet. And then the next day he puts his wet shoe on and goes, why is my shoe wet? And I wasn't going to say nothing. Then somebody else that watched me shit in the shoe goes, oh yeah, that's because Keller shat in your shoe last night. Now I'm tormented forever. So here's what I've done to make amends to Marshall Farmer, that son of a bitch. I wrote him a poem about this whole thing, about shitting in his shoe, okay? Yes, Marshall. I pooped your boot, okay? I ash trashed your Adidas. I BM'd your Birkenstocks. I crapped your kicks. I coiled one in your Cowboys. I clogged one in your clogs. It's hard to say. I cow plopped your flip flops. Okay? I Christmas chimneyed your Chucks. I deuced your Daytons. I dookied your Docs. Okay? I dennied your tennies, and I dumped one into your pumps. If you can tell, this is all alphabetical so far, okay? I gummed up your gum boots, Marshall. Yes, I did that. I fertilized your size 9s. I floated one into your flip-flops. flippers. I should have said. I Hershey squared your high tops. I loafed one of your loafers. I mucked up your mucklucks. I muddied up your moccasins. Okay, if you can tell so far, these are all in iambic pentameter. This is all Shakespearean iambic pentameter. It's perfectly syllable placed. This is how much effort I put into make amends. Okay, I prairie dogged your pumas. Okay, I pinched one into your platforms. I ruined your retros. I had the runs in your runners. I shit kicked your shit kickers. I snuck one into your sneakers. I slipped one into your slippers. I had trots in your trainers. I upper decked your deck shoes, and I volcanoed your Vans. And the only one I missed is I keister caked your Converse, which I haven't had in there. But listen, can we just let this thing go? But no, in 6 months, I'll have to repeat it. Yeah, I shat in your shoe. Okay, get over it. That's what I have to keep saying to this guy. Okay, I don't know how long again, but I think I'm going to end with all that. So thank you guys very much. So yeah, I didn't give myself an intro. Damn it. I forgot about it. Failed again. I always do that. So, what do you think, Elliot?
Yeah, it's very fun. I like the long list. I was almost like, what I would probably do would be like, and then I shat in his new shoes, like that he's wearing now. That's how I would be like, if you're going to keep bringing it up, I'm just going to shit in your shoes because now you're actually going to get shit in your shoes.
Yeah. In my defense, I haven't had a chance to get his shoes off him since that's the last time he's left his shoes around me.
Well, maybe you could be like, and it was getting tiresome. So one time when we were sober, I said, "Why don't you come over?" And as soon as he got
yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, both of you guys. The next time he brings it up, because it's all true, I'm just gonna attack him. I go, "Listen, take off your shoes right now. I'll shit in them again. Let's go."
Yeah,
I'll just take care of this.
You could be like, "It could happen again."
Yeah.
And he's like, "It could never happen again. I would never let that happen again." And you'd be like, "Oh, it could happen again." Like this is a conversation you had 5 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still been going on. And like, look, man, we got to bury the fucking hatchet. As soon as I got him in the house, I had my youngest shit in his shoe.
yeah. I'm training my dogs to piss on his shoes, everything. Yeah. I can't say.
Yeah, and I really love, like, obviously, and like, this is not me criticizing you, but the patter there, like the rhythm of that, of the delivery of those, that has to get smooth. But once you get that smooth, I think that's great. And what I thought was really great was where you took a break in the middle of it to explain iambic pentameter, and then you launched back into it again.
Yeah. Well, I want people to try and count them. Nobody ever does.
Look, don't try and educate them. Just make them laugh, okay? and I thought, like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit of a dink, but like, you could end that joke. Like, if you could do like 100 of those in a row, or like 100 words, 50 examples of those in a row, and you break it up in the middle with that, like, really Shakespeare thing, and he just lunged back into it. Because, you don't mention Shakespeare in the same sentence, sitting in a shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you got the end of it, like, I think you could come to the audience and say, at the end of it, say, "Look, I want to put this all behind me, but if you have any examples, like of the shit in the shoe that I've just done, hashtag, Steve's shoe, and then deliver it to me. I'd love to read them." You know what I mean?
One thing you could do is, like, he got, like, you could say, like, "I don't know why he's so mad at the shoe. I cleaned the shoe. He should be more mad that I left the shit in his hot tub."
Hey, you know what? That guy shat in another guy's hot tub one time. He pissed in a guy's hot tub. I forgot about that. He's not a good guy. This guy keeps telling me this Philly flipper.
The other, sorry, Keller, not to stop stroking your shitty beard. That is from a friend of yours, I take it.
Hey, some fucking goofball from Philly.
That could apply to any of us.
Yeah, exactly. It's Philadelphia Phillies fucking.
He's talking to me, I think.
Yeah, it could be any of us. Whoops. Let's go. Okay. Here we go. Oh, here we go. We've won him. Here we go. Ha ha ha. Yeah. He does the J like Spanish. What an asshole. Sorry to interrupt you guys.
That's what I was gonna say. In the modern climate, the premise of that joke is that you're not recognizing someone's trauma.
Yeah, that's the premise of the joke, actually.
That is the premise of the joke, is that you're
Yeah.
not recognizing their trauma. Maybe you need to do a little bit and incorporate the ideas we've discussed about how explaining, like this guy's trauma is not really justified in that he shat in someone's hot tub. Like,
yeah. Well, he stuck his balls in my forehead a month prior when I was sleeping. So
maybe you're the one with the trauma.
Yeah, he's the one. I had no, I don't have any trauma
Think about it. You haven't shat in a shoe since.
Yeah, I've never had to shit in a shoe before or after that thing. I've got all my fantasies fulfilled in one shat.
That's right. Let's look at the origin of this whole event. Like,
yeah. I don't
know. Rugby, really, that's what it is. This whole night's just been a bad advertisement for rugby.
It's pretty much what it is for me. That's my life, really. Don't join rugby. This stuff happens.
Shitting in shoes, concussions.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for your input. I really appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. Awesome. Yeah, I can't give up that joke. I every like 2 months or a month I try it and just try to do it differently. One of these days that joke's. I feel like it's gonna be like six years from now. I'll be able to do that joke, but finally it'll like, oh, this is the way I should tell it. So, one of these days. So we'll figure it out. So, anyways, another round of applause for me, everybody, since I did so well. It's such a good job. Clap, Dan, because everybody claps for you. I'm not stopping.
Oh, yeah, clapping is good. You were amazing, Color.
That's right. Here's a guy here. No, I'm not going to even push a button, Philly. Nobody cares about your things. No, I thank you for watching, Philly guy, but you're just trying to stir the shit. So I'll address that later if you like. If you want to later, just stick around. Hey, so this next comedian is fabulous. We've all seen him before. He's a great joke writer. Maybe his daughter or son will jump in here and just interrupt it. Give him a better intro. So please put your hands together for the great and talented Elliot Ryan, everybody.
Hi again. I'm back. I work at a health food store. A health food store. It's pretty much like a regular grocery store, but everybody has done acid. All of the employees, all of the customers, we've all done acid. It's like much chiller and smells more like patchouli. It's great, but it sucks. I love working there so much. Like all my coworkers are so nice because they've all done acid, and it's a dead end job. I don't want nice coworkers at a dead end job. It sucks. It's like we're family. I don't want a family at a grocery store. I'm making minimum wage. Why are you trying to keep me here? You know, you want some grizzly fuckers who make your life miserable at your minimum wage job. So I'm probably going to be there forever. Can't leave them. They're just nice people. Stop doing drugs and making yourself better. Come on. I'm trying to get past this. But we get a lot of weird customers. We once had a customer that claimed that David Suzuki caused global warming so he could be a millionaire, like be rich. He thinks David Suzuki is rich. That's so funny, you know? But he's Canadian rich. And like, of course he should be rich. He's been on Canadian TV for 50 years. You're not rich after 50 years. What are you doing? Like he has made as much money in 50 years of Canadian TV as a Big Bang actor, an actor on The Big Bang Theory has made in half an episode. So he better like. He's not rich. He's Canadian rich. He has to still rent out his closet of his Vancouver apartment. I once had a customer that returned salt because it was too salty. I was like, have you tried eating it with food? Like it's insane. Like if you who returns salt? You return salt, maybe you're the one that's too salty. You need to check your life. Like, if you spill salt, it's bad luck. If you throw salt over your shoulder, it's good luck. If you return salt, you're a bitch. It's so, yeah, it's insane. And we also had another customer that they were in like an aisle over and they yelled. They're like, help, I need help. And like a bunch of us ran over and like, what's happening? What's happening? He's like, hey, do you have vegan chocolate chips? And we're like, what? We're like, we thought you were on fire. And he's like, no, I just wanted to make cruelty-free brownies. And so we lit him on fire. Yeah. Okay. One more joke. My son, he's very athletic, and I hate it. Like, he came out of my wife's emergency hatch, and he's just like, go, go, go. The other day, he was just running around the house, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah, I'm running for exercise. And I'm like, what are you training for? What do you have? I know your whole schedule. There's nothing on it. There's no marathon at the end of the month. What are you doing? And he I just don't want. I don't want to be a coach. I just want to be a dad. I just want an average kid. Now I got this son who's like, he's fast, and I now have to try to push him. Because if he wasn't athletic and he became 30th in a race, I'd be like, yeah, good job. You tried your best. But now he's athletic. He's going to come in, like, if I don't push him, he's going to come in second, and I can't have that. I can't be like, you should have tried a little bit harder. Like, you lost the race to a kid named Moonshoes. That's not. Look how happy Moonshoes' parents are. That could have been us if you tried a little bit harder. Like, you can throw away participation ribbons, but you have to display silver medals. That's my joke.
Yeah, Elliot Ryan, everybody. Yeah. I like the participation stuff at the end. That was great. The medals display. Oh man, I got silver medals. They suck. What do you think, Dan? What do you think of Elliot?
I think silver sucks. I think Elliot's great.
Yeah.
So, like, just at the beginning when you're talking about the grocery store experience, like, maybe frame it like, what does it take to sell the healthiest food in the world? A microdose of acid. Or something like that. I never forget, I started the job. It was at a call center because a bunch of the local comedians were working. And if you like good at it and you did well in the training, they'd give you 10 to 6. You could sit there for 8 hours a day, right? Monday to Friday. Those are good comedy hours, 10 to 6, right?
Yeah.
Not up too early, back in, boom, out the door. And I sat beside the first guy, and they're like, oh, Jordan's really good. We'll let him train you. You just sit beside him. We'll get you this spare set of headphones. And as soon as I sat down, he's like, I hate it here. So, like, maybe someone could come up to you in the aisle. I love the panic. I love the absolute panic of did we lose Keller? I think he just spat water after something I said. It's probably straight moonshine, knowing him. He lives in a valley. Like, that's got to be moonshine, right? Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah.
We thought you spat moonshine.
No, my kid started streaming, I think so. 8 o'clock, bang. Yeah, saw it. So.
Oh, yeah. Is that what his streaming hour begins?
Yeah. My kid's a streamer, as they call it. Yeah, he streams with his friends and plays video games. So yeah, cool. Sorry about that interrupting. So are you done with that, Elliot?
No, I just also wanted to say about the David Suzuki thing. You guys made so much money in TV. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's made so much money that he does his own Airbnb. And he's like, yeah, I'm off to whatever, northern region for 6 months to try and track the dying species. Can we have your Airbnb for like 2 weeks? He's like, well, whatever. You know what I mean? I just like the idea. I can't even do a David Suzuki impression, but I like the idea of he's made so much money. He's still on there. And maybe that's what he's saying to people, like the people phoning him up and going, is this really David Suzuki? Yeah. This is. But you've been on Canadian TV for like 50 years. Yeah, that's right. Canadian TV. We're only phoning you. We're only trying to get this place because the other 3 that we wanted weren't available. Even the quality of the house is shit. Anyways.
Yeah, I loved your David Suzuki stuff myself too. Fun fact about David Suzuki is he was the first one. He helped open the Pit Pub in UBC. It's the famous Pit Pub in UBC, anyways, that some people would know, at least in British Columbia. Maybe it's irrelevant to everybody else, but it's a famous pub up there. So Anyways, but yeah, no, I like to think as when you're talking about David Suzuki, I like to think of him now as like a slumlord. But the only reason he's a slumlord because he can't afford to fix anything in his rentals. He just has some rentals and just like I got no money, guys. I can't. I'm barely making, But yeah, no, he's on TV. If people out there from Philly out there don't know who David Suzuki is, he's a like a I guess some people consider national hero. I think he's just a guy, but he's like an environmentalist and he fights for things. I've been on a TV show. It's like save the whales, all this stuff, and we all get stuck.
What about David Suzuki as a slumlord who's like using his environmentalism to get away with it? Hey, there's no hot water in the shower. Do you know how many trees we can save? If you don't use.
yeah. Everything. There's no toilet system. There's an outhouse. It's giving back to the environment. Yeah.
There's a hole in the roof. You're gonna bitch at me about natural sunlight. Natural fucking sunlight.
Yeah. Do you know how much like windows cost in electricity? How much electricity seeps out of windows? Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It turns out glass is a really poor insulator.
Yeah. The other thing too, I liked your the return the salt stuff was pretty funny. I mean, that's a pretty it's something no one's written about, so it's pretty it's pretty good. Yeah, I think you could really delve into that a bit more, even too. Like talk about the recipes. Like what recipes she's using. Something salty, like what the fuck is too salty to this lady? They go, like, she like never had salt before. It's like weird. So it would be funny though.
I did think of one part that I forgot was like she had giant hands, so a pinch of salt was like putting salt on his exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe what do you consider out as a nugget?
Yeah, this lady's got huge hands. She's like, it's like beer can worth of salt because her hands are so big. Yeah, I love that. So that's pretty funny. Yeah. Also like your vegan free chocolate chips thing. One thing I know, and I saw a pattern you were doing some of your jokes. I don't remember where it was, but when you do your ending punchline, it's actually like in that case you said, so we lit him on fire sort of thing, right? But it'd be better if you got something kind of closer to what the subject matter was. Like that lit him on fire, which is kind of off to right field. And it's funny, it's a scare, but like I wish I could give you a better example sort of thing. So we threw him in an oven, or we held him down and stuffed milk down his throat or something. I don't know. I just thought maybe that'd be a little more something kind of where you can keep going with a joke after that if you wanted to explore and expand on that. When you say just lit him on fire, it's like, so far out. It's kind of like a exclamation part that ends it sort of thing, right? But yeah. But no, I mean, if it's working, it's working. I don't take my advice for that. So if it's working in the bar, don't come to me. I'm not the winning person in this world so far yet. So giving the best advice. But yeah, no, it's a good job, Elliot. Way to go. So I had a lot of fun watching that. So let's give you another round of applause. I think Oh, here. This guy here is calling you. He says you look like an old school Greta Thunberg. That's who he's talking about David Suzuki. Yeah, he's old school. Yeah, he's responding. Right. So during your set, he kept doing this though, Elliot, to make you feel better. Kept giving thumbs up and smiling, and another smiley face, another thumbs up. So you got a lot of good claps. It was pretty good. So thank you for being part of this, Philly Flipper. Appreciate it. So let's give another round of applause. Did we do that already, Elliot? We gave you a round of applause. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You don't need any more.
Yeah. Get a little too stoned. Yeah, we'll give another one. Yeah.
Make a little extra for next time.
Feel good. Yeah. Throwing it everywhere. Claps from everywhere. Okay. So this next comedian, everybody, you're going to be excited because I'm excited to see his well thought out material, not his 5-minute material he does beforehand. But he's great. He's one of the hosts on here. He's one of the regulars. Me and him have a lot of fun. I love seeing his stuff. Put your hands together for Dan Brennan, everybody. Yeah.
Keller Reeves and I will meet one day, and the length of the hug will be determined about how embarrassed we are that we can't get our arms around of each other because the bellies are in the way. You know what I mean? If we can get over that, I think it could be a very long hug. Welcome. This is nice to be performing for two people who are in the same as I am, and someone named Philly Flipper. The two P's after the I would make us Philly Flipper, but I'm just being pedantic. It's late here on the East Coast for a man of my age. So what I want to do something that I did for you guys before, and then I want to try and segue into something that I did because I did it at the club on Wednesday, and I only did it because I don't know what my material is anymore, and And I didn't think it was that good, but like the audience was like the same people as the week before, and I didn't want to, be that guy doing the exact same 7 minutes. So anyways, here's the premise. Here's the idea. It does not pay in this life to have dumb friends. Okay, it's like that's more expensive than anything. Okay, I was sitting around the other day around noon. I was getting high with a buddy of mine. And I do realize that it seems a bit odd that I would call someone else the dumb friend. But my foot was really, really sore. My foot was killing me. And I said to this dumb friend, I said, "What is the name of that foot doctor? It starts with a P." And he said, "Proctologist." So I made an appointment with the proctologist. We were so high, I'm lucky I was able to connect the dots between what he said and the phone, And I go to this appointment, and here's the thing about the proctologist office. They're not giving away what they're up to in the waiting room. There's no picture of an eye up close. There's no quasar on the wall. There's no black hole, So when they called my name, I was oblivious. I walked into the doctor's office. We exchanged pleasantries, and he said to me, he goes, "So what seems to be the problem?" And I said, "Well, it hurts while I walk." And he says, "Oh, do you clean the area regularly?" I says, "Do I clean the area regularly? I get it up on the edge of the bath and I give it a right good scrubbing." And then he says to me, he goes, "Okay, drop your pants and bend over." And I was like, this is the best doctor's appointment I've ever had. Anyways, so like what you need in life, this is the new bit for those of you who are not connecting the dots. What do you need in life? You need smart friends. You don't need smart friends. You need honest friends. You need friends that are brutally honest with you. Like I remember 10 years ago, I had this friend, right? We were up getting high. And he said to me, he goes, "Hey, do you know that girl you're dating that is like way out of your league, and we're all wondering what she's doing with you?" And I said, "What? You mean, the girl that with the hair spun from gold who makes me pay for it?" Of course I know the girl that I'm dating. And he goes, "Yeah, man. Well, she's cheating on you." I'm like, "Oh, well, that makes sense." That makes sense. Sorry, that makes sense. Thanks for explaining that to me. I thought because it had been bugging me. Thanks for clearing that up. And then I've got a note here that says, "So I confronted her, but I don't know where it goes from there. I don't know what happened after I wrote that. I've literally written, so I had to confront her. And I wrote ... and I have no idea where I was going to take it. It's like maybe I had to go pee, and I'm like, oh, I better write ... or I'll never know to finish that fucking joke. Anyways, okay. So that's it. I think I like that bit. I think it could work really good as a sketch, like two guys sitting on a park bench or sitting somewhere, and he's like, "Hey, do you know that girl you're dating, the one that's way out of your league?" "Yeah, of course I know them." Yeah. I think it could work better as a sketch than a stand-up bit, but I'm going to stop talking now.
Yeah, I like that thought, actually. I'll come down and film it with you, Dan.
So, yeah, nice one.
We'll sit on a park line with benches. We'll share a joint and everything else.
With your ute, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my ute. And let's give a round of applause for Dan Brennan, everybody.
Let me hear it.
All the claps here. What do you
so
think,
good,
Elliot?
Yeah, that's a really good joke. I thought if you the proctologist, and then you could lean into the audience and be like, "That's an ass doctor," in case you're the dumb friend.
That solves a huge problem. This is why I don't like the joke, because I've done it a couple of times, and you can visibly see the audience not know what a proctologist is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it could be one of those tester jokes, because I'd love to perform for people who know what a fucking proctologist is. Like if you need that. But that actually solves a problem. It's one of the reasons why I don't like the joke, because you could see people look around going, "What is a proctologist?" Right? So anyways, thanks for that. Yeah, carry on.
And then I thought like, you had the eye. It could be like a brown eye on the wall, like a poster of a brown eye, and then like a sculpture of a butt. There's no sculpture of a butt.
Yeah.
Make it like very like exaggerated. Like there's no bending over and squatting. Or like,
I like maybe the sound of a sculpture of a button fountain.
a butt fountain, yeah.
And yes, a brown eye for sure. That is 100% that's the adjective that description needs. There's no picture of an eye, a brown. Yeah. That's awesome.
And then trying to think of like, yeah, you can almost, yeah. What are the adjectives? I don't know. And then the last part about the confrontation, you could be like, yeah, you just like go up to her and you'd be like, are you cheating on me? And she's like, yeah, of course I'm cheating on you. I'm way out. Like just do it like so she knows it's obvious too.
Yes. Maybe that's where the joke was going. Like, oh my God, like how did it take you this long to figure out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The dumb one in your phone.
Yeah. Oh, I love a good callback. It's like, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Awesome.
that annoys me. That annoys me when you've had an idea and you forget it. But I feel like if it's a good idea, it'll come back to me. It will come back to me, Yeah. But it was something along those lines, like, well, duh. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you think someone this hot could be exclusive? I don't know.
Yeah. Being this hot is a full-time job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Explain too. Like, Dan, well, you're a 5, and I need another 5 to have a 10. Basically, adding up the numbers. It's
an equation. It's an equation where X equals.
Yeah. That's when I walked away because I'm looking for love, not math.
Yeah.
Something like that. Thanks, guys. That was great. Keller, did you give me your feedback? I can't remember. It's so long ago.
I got some stuff here for you, actually. Yeah. Your proctologist stuff. That makes sense when you're trying to say they don't understand it. But you could actually kind of cheekily explain. That's what I started writing down. I can't say it like as an ass mechanic, basically, right? Or like that's why I started laughing because you said brown eye. I started laughing because it was like an optometrist for a brown eye or something like this. Like it's. I mean, you kind of could make some funny puns in there, probably better ones than I gave. But
yeah,
I mean, I think you could kind of stop there and just do a couple jokes where people then, okay, yeah, he's getting his ass belt out. So,
there's no picture of shit in a shoe,
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, no, I like that stuff. It was pretty funny.
Oh, dude,
I also like that. I love the line you said, like how we exchange pleasantries. Like I wish you'd have played it. Like just right, we exchange pleasantries. Hello. I mean, just stop there and move on to your next joke. Just because I don't know, it feels like it needs a short play out there, but it's just me.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I just threw that in. One of my best jokes. The one that gets the applause break when the audience is right. When it's never my fault, always theirs. Right. It involves that line. It's about a blind date. So it's like, she found me in the restaurant. She sat down. We exchanged pleasantries. So I threw that in tonight because the comedian that I work for, Jeff Leeson, last time I performed that joke in front of him, he's like, I just really love that line, exchange pleasantries. And it just on the spot when I was doing it tonight, I was like, well, wouldn't that be great if I could have like this exchange pleasantries line throughout the set? Because you're always meeting new people, right? Like, every joke's about a meeting of some description or whatever. Yeah. That's I don't know why people like that. It's very British. We exchange pleasantries.
Yeah.
It's very confrontational too. Like it's very cold, isn't it? Like, we did the basics,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. That's why I said hello. I mean, it's just like the very basics of like pleasantries. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. I mean, just like real quick. So,
I get it. Okay, cool.
Reminds me of the Dr. Seuss book where it's like that.
Yeah, I think you said right after. I don't know how to work because right after you said that, like, well, my ass is hurting. Basically, he's
But you're just like more.
What was
that? Sorry, Alec, go ahead.
Saying like, after the exam and you bend over and you could be like, well, my foot doesn't hurt anymore, but
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently, I'm in distraction therapy.
Yeah. You had a joke there too about the doctor saying like, "Well, you've been washing your ass," basically. He's like,
Yeah.
You said I'd be giving it a good scrubbing sort of thing, or that, and you could say like with steel wool or magic eraser. You know, you can throw in some weird, just goofy stuff. What you would scrub a pot with, basically. Yeah, I've been rubbing it dry.
Yeah. Or maybe I could describe the daily routine, and then once a week.
Yeah. See what I do, sir.
Pumice stone out there.
Got rid of all the calluses. Yeah.
Or maybe that's because I hate the way the joke ends, to be honest with you, because you know that rule of threes, you got to have 3 examples. So the first thing is like, where does it hurt? And yeah, I do the scrubbing, and then like the bend over thing, I don't like. I think it's just like a really common way to end the joke. It seems like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to come up with something a bit more clever. So maybe that could be it. Like I could say to him, like once a week. This is the weekly or the daily routine. I get it up on the edge and I give it a right good scrubbing, and then once a week I attack the corns.
Yeah.
And that's how he clues on to the idea that I'm not at the right appointment, right?
But I'd like to get
corns on his ass. Jesus.
Yeah. But even getting sarcastic with it's funny, right? I mean, getting real sarcastic with your answer, like that with the dog. Yeah, but been using like a file. Yeah, but you had like a power sander out there, take care of my ass. Just get like kind of, I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny that way to me. But yeah.
Then your doctor could be like, "You're the dumb friend, aren't you?"
Yeah. Why do I always get stuck with the dumb friend? Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Love me a good callback. I think like I really got some good shit out of that. I really got some stuff that I think I'm going to try and incorporate. Like I was saying, like that joke about the pleasantries. I haven't thought about changing a word of that for about a year, and now I'm like, am I being lazy? Like, or am I just afraid to tinker with something that's done well? And then I look at it and I'm like, I wrote that joke 2.5 years ago. I wrote my best joke 2.5 years ago. Shouldn't I have written a better joke since then?
Oh, man.
Anyways.
There was COVID, so there's a little bit of
That's true. Thank you for the excuse. That's what I was looking for.
2 more weeks to write a better joke.
Bless you. If you had chocolate cookies and some milk, you could be my dad. That'd be awesome. Get him next time. Anyways.
Okay, well, I think we should give Dan Brennan another round of applause. Way to go, Dan. Good job. Okay, folks, this has been a fun show. So let's give our salutations, everything. Elliot, where can we find you next little while? Like, what are you on? Any shows? Any social media?
Just follow me at Elliot Ryan on everything. My name's spelled weird, so spelling's right there. I think you can probably see it.
Yeah, he was his friend's Moonbeam. That's what he was. He had the weird name.
My parents are named Moonbeam. And,
awesome.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
Nice.
Spelled differently, though. Spelled differently. So.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, phew. Anyway.
Yeah. Dan, where can we find you over the next little while?
Well, I tried to get my IG address up here, but it's at Comedy Things Dan Brennan. I am at Levity Comedy Club and Lounge on Wednesday. I serve there. I serve half the room. And if they don't give me a spot, I develop a stomach ache within about 10 minutes of arrival. So, you can catch me there. And then on Thursday night, we're up in Brantford doing a show at Manny's Place. It's an outdoor show, but it looks like a lot of fun. I think this is the 4th time they've done it. And everyone I know that's been on the show has said, like, yeah, it's a really good, fun show. So I'm really looking forward to that because 2 shows a week seems to be what I'm able to get at the moment. But we're looking to get that up. We're looking to raise those numbers like a good corporation. Anyways.
Awesome.
Thanks, Keller. You're awesome, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so my name is Keller Reeves. I'm in the local Chilliwack, which is near Vancouver area. So I got pretty good rock band. Yeah, like I say, if your town doesn't have a rock band named after you, it's a shitty town. That's it. You live in a shitty town. So
well, I grew up in Waterdown, and there's a German hard heavy metal band called Waterdown.
Yeah.
And they're like,
It's great. Waterdown's a great town then. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, this is exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Chicago, all sorts of
but
good
that's like a friend of mine messaged them, like emailed them years ago and was like, do you have any connection to Waterdown, Ontario? And they're like, no, we just like the sound of the words. I think they're upset. Anyways.
Yeah. For me on the comedy front, I'm actually starting to get, as much as I decided after COVID, I was just going to be a comedian. I keep getting bars calling me and coming to me and wanting me to run shows. So that's what I've been doing. I was on a show last night in Surrey. I got a couple big plans coming out for some big, good shows coming out this way in Chilliwack. That's going to be awesome. I have a comedy show this weekend in my garage, actually. I may just stream it. I may stream it for the fans. I may just put it out there. I got some big wigs coming in, some yucks headliners, just to come in my garage, my own house. With it's gonna be fun. I said I can't get a club, I can't get a bar, so I'm gonna do it at my house. Then all of a sudden, bars start going, "Hey, wait a minute, Keller, don't do it in your own place. Come do it in our bar." I'm like,
that's
awesome,
awesome,
I can do
bud.
that, but this first one, I'll do the first one in my garage. So I'm actually quite excited about it. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds exciting, and producing may not be the thing you want to do, but like short term. I'm pretty sure every scene needs really good producers right now. People who can form really good relationships with venues. So like build up a couple shows. And if producing's not what you want to do, hand them off to people. Like good people who deserve it, grinders, you know what I mean? Instead of just giving fucking shows to every odd person. Anyways, that's a local Hamilton problem, I feel.
I did a bunch of shows before COVID, right? I was running about 3-4 shows. And it just became, I was like, I just wasn't spending time on my comedy. And that's one thing over COVID I've really realized, just spend more time on my comedy, have more fun. And that's what I've been trying to do. But I think I'll just do it less stressed out.
It'd be a different story if you could like live off the 3 or 4 stories you were producing, right?
I have a good day job, so I have to keep that day job. It pays for my retirement. So, and I can afford to go out at night and not struggle compared to other comedians. But I'm tired all the time. That's the problem. I'm always tired. So,
well, I'm trying to simplify my life. I'm technically employed 55 hours a week at the moment because I've just recently been made full time at the company I'm trying to build with one of my best friends, which is a really good sign that they've brought me on full time. Like the work we've put in is paying off. But I work 10 to 15 hours a week for a professional comedian called Jeff Leeson. And I can't do that anymore. And like, I pray, like, there's no way he's watching, but like tomorrow I got to send him an email saying like, my birthday's August 26th. I can't go in September working 55 hours a week, plus levity, plus trying to get out to do comedy, plus neglecting my kids. Come on. It's not going to happen, is it?
And get the kids take a while. That's a lot of time in the day.
Yeah, and like this guy. The reason I bring it up is because he's an employer. I could just walk away. I could give him my notice and just walk away. But he's got so many great things going on in the moment. I think he's such a good guy to work for and like learn that side of the business. If you know anyone who is free to bash out phone calls to hotels and venues for 10 to 15 hours a week and work with this guy, let me know. Like he pays a decent wage, a decent hourly wage, and he pays you every Friday. You know what I mean? You put in your hours, you get paid every Friday like clockwork. So if you know any, I think it should go to it just like a good show. It should go to a comedian because there's an opportunity to learn a lot of fucking things about, booking shows and stuff like that, right?
Sorry, Facebook user chowing down. I did this one because he's asking you from your appearance tonight, Dan. September 1st, do you want a spot at Nickelbrook?
That's my nemesis, Brian Sim. He's just doing this so that I can't bash him because I hate him with a passion. But that would be a yes, Ryan. That would be a yes.
Yeah, Dan got his show on it tonight. Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. Nickelbrook is literally a 20-minute walk from my home. Wow. One of the last shows we did before the Pandy was at Nickelbrook. I headed out on a Sunday. I started walking there, and the sky changed. Okay. I got literally soaked. Luckily, there's a Walmart on the way. I went and I bought a $14 shirt from the Walmart, which is now like my number one shirt. That's how good that was, right? And then when we arrived, the rain had stopped, and there was a double rainbow. and we had this beautiful outside show at Nickelbrook, which like around here, there was only one craft brewery for the longest time. It was like Nickelbrook, and they were so successful. Everyone's like, maybe we could start a craft brewery. So, man, I'm shilling like a villain tonight. I can't believe you guys are listening to this shit.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, though. That's great.
Yeah.
I'd like to take back everything I've said about Ryan Sim. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, don't get too excited. It's a 3-minute spot. So
well, their beers are great. They do this really great strawberry beer that I couldn't get enough of last time. So they may be out of it now. They may still be out of it.
It's a seasonal beer. That's what it is.
That's great.
Well, the other news on my front actually is that I have a whole month off, and I was planning to go down the States. First, I was planning to travel across Canada. Then I was planning on the States because I have a month off for the first time in my life where I still have a job when I come back. That's the first time. So I'm going down somewhere. I haven't decided where. It looks like more I'm going to have to stay in Canada because all the COVID cases down there. So I may be traveling across Canada to see my friends and meet some people in person. Just I'll be coming up in the next 2 weeks. I'll have to make that decision because it is September 13th. And if you have any Nickelbrook spots after that, maybe I'll have to be on there. So
that's between you and Ryan Sim, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, here it is. Here, wait, I have a nemesis. He says. Well, I heard there's another guy doing a TikTok that's eating large. I'm just kidding. I'm making fun of Ryan Sim's TikTok. It's here we go. Come to Hamilton. We can do a comedy and a chowing down. Yeah. We don't know Ryan Sim. He does a great chowing down.
That's amazing. Ryan does these great little shows about a minute and a half long where he just he goes to different restaurants that he likes and he eats the food and he gives you his rating on them. He started to invite other comedians yet to be invited. That lived here for 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah. Well, you can do maybe you can
know all the restaurants that do the extra large portions. You think I would get an invite?
Well, maybe you could do the very first drinking down with and do it at that bar you're talking about, the
Lion's Head. Yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So there you go. So thank you guys for watching. It has been a lot of fun, this show.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for both being here. We had a great time. An hour and 27 minutes. I think that's a pretty good show. We did well. So thank you guys both for being on. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want to get on the show, of course you're already in the group. Just sign up one of the days when they say, hey, we need spots filled in. Just jump in because we have a lot of fun. We try our best and don't have fear about anything else. It's a great time. So thank you guys. Everybody wave goodbye. Yay!
One more round of applause.